Hello everyone. Today let's solve the problem game of Mathletes. Right. So this was asked in the Codeforce round 998 div 3. Right. So what the question states here, you can just go through the question and I'll just summarize the question so that it will be easier to understand. Right. So what the question states here, Alice and Bob take turns removing numbers from a blackboard. So again, I'm telling Alice and Bob take turns removing the numbers from the blackboard. This is fine. Alice removes a number A. So here, just give me a second here. Alice, what she does, she removes a number A. Just keep this in mind. And Bob then removes B, right? Bob then removes B, right? So if A plus B equals K, Bob scores a point. So here A plus B, this one we are comparing right here. So let me write double equals here. If A plus B equals K, then what happens? Bob scores a point. Then only Bob scores the point. Again, I'm telling if A plus B equals K, we are comparing. So I have written here double equals. A plus B equals K, then only Bob scores the point. So Alice wants to minimize the score and Bob wants to maximize it. So here they both are opposite here, right? Alice want to minimize the score, but Bob wants to maximize the score, right? So Alice wants to minimize the score and Bob wants to maximize it. What we need to do then here, we need to find the final score assuming both play optimally. So if both plays optimally, then we need to assume, we need to find the final score assuming both play optimally, right? We need to repeat the same thing for the multiple test cases. We have the multiple test cases, we need to repeat for the same, right? We need to repeat for the multiple test cases. Here Alice and Bob take turns removing the numbers from a blackboard. So we know this one, and Alice removes the number A. This one I'm speaking of. Alice removes the number uh, a number A. Bob then removes the B, this part, and only if A plus B equals K, then Bob scores a point. This point is very important. Only if A plus B equals K, then only Bob scores a point. And Alice wants to minimize the score, but Bob wants to maximize the score. They're opposite basically. And we have to find the final score assuming both play optimally, right? So we need to repeat the same thing for the multiple test cases. We have the multiple test cases, so we need to repeat the same steps, right? So let me delete this one. I hope the question part is completely clear. I hope the question part is completely clear. So here in this case, they have mentioned here we have four inputs. You can clearly see here for the first line they have mentioned here four inputs. When I hover over this one, this is the first input. 4 1 2 3 and 4, these are the inputs, right? 4 4 1 2 3 2 we have here. This one I'm speaking of. 4 4 1 2 3 2 we have here. Again, this one I'm speaking of. When I say 4 4 1 2 3 2, this is nothing but n. First 4 is nothing but n. This second 4 is nothing but k, and we can consider this one array of numbers. This one we can consider as a, right? A is nothing but here Alice is removing the number A, right? Alice removes the number A and Bob then removes B, right? So here this is considered as A, right? This is considered as A, and this 4 4 whatever we have here, this first 4 is nothing but n and second 4 is nothing but k. So this is nothing but A. Alice removes A from A, then Bob removes B, right? Only if A plus B equals K, then only Bob scores a point. This one we have to keep in mind. I have said this one multiple times during the question, right? Then one more thing, Alice wants to minimize the score, but Bob wants to maximize it. We want the final score assuming both play optimally, right? So here I hope this is clear. Input part is completely clear. This is n, this is k, and 1 2 3 2 array of numbers what we have given here. This one is nothing but A, right? I hope the question part is completely clear. Now let's discuss the approach. Same goes with the second, third and fourth approach as well, right? So we need to get the output 2 here for this one for the second input, and 0 for the third input, and 4 for the fourth input. So what we need to do here, so let's do one thing. Let's discuss the approach followed by the this one, what do you call, complexity, and then let's write the code. First let's discuss the approach. So for the approach I'll be considering this what do you call, first this one first input, right? So this one 441232. So this will be easier to understand. We have to get the output too, right? So let's discuss the approach followed by the complexities, and then let's write the code. First let's discuss the approach. So here we are considering this one, what do you call, the first input. As I've said earlier, we are considering the first input. N is nothing but 4 4, so they were given in this way, right? 4 4 1 2 3 2. So N is nothing but N we have 4, K we have 4, and A we have 1 2 3 2. The output that we need to get here is 2, right? So one thing we have to keep in mind here is we will be going with a 2 pointers approach, right? So we'll be going with the 2 pointers approach. So I hope this part is clear. Next, let's move on with the step by step explanation. So here, first what we will do, we will count the frequency of all the numbers. So we have 1 here, 2 3 and 2. 2 is repeated twice, except that except other two numbers are repeated only once. So we have 1 once. This is represented in the form of this one key value, right? So we are making use of the hash map here to count the frequency. So here this will be 1 once, 2 twice, and 3 also once, right? So frequency is value, and this one number in the array is nothing but the key here. So this one is key value. Don't get confused here. So the next part is we will try pairing the numbers x and k minus x or k hyphen x as many times as possible. Here in this case we have 1 comma 3, right? 1 comma 3, and minimum of 1 comma 1 equals 1, right? Minimum of 1 comma 1 is nothing but 1. This one I'm speaking of. So just give me a second. Did I get confused here? All right. 1 comma 3. So 1 comma 3 means here in this case, 3 and 1 are repeated only once. That is why we are considering here min of 1 comma 1. Min of 1 comma 1 means it's this one frequency of 1 and frequency of 3, right? Frequency of 1, this one frequency of 1 and frequency of 3. So both the frequency of both are 1 and 1. So here min of 1 comma 1 will be 1. So we have one pair here, and this 2 is repeated twice, so this will be 2 comma 2. So min, this one will be 2 by 2, right? So this one will be 2 by 2. So we are not going with the min of 1 comma 1 because we have the frequency more than 1. Here we are dividing, so this will be 2 by 2, and this is also of one pair, right? This is also of one pair. Both we are having one pair. So total score will be 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. So total score will be 2, right? So Bob got two pairs that will sum to k. Bob got two pairs that will sum to k. So final output that we got here is 2. Very simple to understand, right? Here, see, frequency first will be making use of the hash map along with the 2 pointers, right? So we will try pairing the numbers x and k minus x as many times as possible. Here 1 comma 3, nothing but 1 is repeated once and 3 is also 1 is uh, yeah, 1 we have only once in the array, and 3 also we are having once in the array. So min of 1 comma 1 will be 1. This is one pair, and 2 comma 2 because 2 is getting repeated in the array. So 2 is present twice in this array, right? So we have 2 comma 2, nothing but 2 by 2 here. This is one pair. So 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2 here in this case. 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2 here in this case. So the total score will be 2. Here in this case, Bob got two pairs that sum to k. Final output will be quite obviously 2 here in this case. Final output will be quite obviously 2 in this case, right? So here the output that we got is equivalent to the output that they have given for the example 1. I mean input 1 and the example, right? Basically in the question. So the approach works absolutely correct in this case, right? So whatever the approach that we are going with, the approach works absolutely correct. We are going with the 2 pointers with hash map, right? So this works absolutely correct. Next, what we'll do, let's discuss the complexities part very quickly, and let's start writing the code. First of all, the overall time complexity would be big of n per test case. Why it will be big of n, not big of 1 here in this case? Because we will be making use of the single pass for the frequency map and key iteration, right? So we will be making use of, obviously we have to make use of the single pass for the frequency map. We will be making use of the hash map as I have said earlier, and key iteration. For the key iteration also we'll be making use of the this one single pass. So I mean, yeah, single pass for the frequency map plus key iteration. So overall time complexity would be big O of n, and the space complexity would be big O of n as well, because in the worst case, uh, we will store all the we will be storing the frequencies in the hash map and used set, right? So overall space complexity would be big of n as well here. So I hope this part is completely clear. So now we are completely familiar with the approach as well as the complexities. We are good to write the code. Let's start writing the code. So let's start writing the code here. First thing, let's import the input output package. So I'll just go with import java dot input output dot star. So the next one here is import java dot util dot star. This is fine. So the next part here is, let's go with the main. So this will be public class main. This is fine. So let me go with the capital M instead. So this is fine. You can name anything. I have just named this main. Either I'll name this one main or Bharadwaj, right? So this is fine. You can name anything class name. So first one is, let's go with the this one buffered reader. We'll be making use of the buffered reader and the print writer, right? So which will be of the static. So I'll just go with the static um, buffered reader. So this one I'll just consider br variable name. So this will be new buffered reader. Let's make use of the input stream reader as well. So this shows, and the does this show? No, right? We have to type this one, input stream reader of system.in. This is fine. Let's do one thing. We'll be making use of the print writer as well for the output. So this one, let me do one thing. Static. This one will be print writer, right? So this will be print writer. Sorry. So why this? Oh, sorry. What happened here? Just give me a second. Yeah, static. This will be print writer, right? So I'll just give here print writer. This is fine. Print writer. Let me consider the variable name as out. This will be new print writer. Within the function, I'll just pass system dot out. This is fine. So the next step here is, we will be making use of the string tokenizer as well. So let me do one thing. Let me write this one here itself. Static string tokenizer. This is fine. Tokenizer. This will be st. This is fine. Let me come out of this one. So let's make use of the fast integer input as well. I would have copy pasted it. So let me type. No worries. So I'll just go with static here int. This will be, let me consider ni. So this one I'll just go with throws input output exception. So this one will be exception. So this is fine. Within this one, what shall I do? So let me make use of the while loop. Within the while, let me give st. This one equals null. This is fine. So this is nothing but string tokenizer we are making use of. If string tokenizer this is null, then, or if it is not present at all, means string tokenizer dot has, we'll be making use of has more tokens property here. Has more tokens. So this is fine. Did I miss the bracket? So here there is no braces, man. I mean, there is no bracket, man, here. Wait for a second. Just give me a second here. Yeah, I'll just let's create the new string tokenizer. So I'll just go with the new string tokenizer of, here this one will be buffer reader dot read line. So we have to read the individual lines in the input, right? So I'll just go with the read line, and this is a function. This is fine. So what we need to return within this method, so here I'll just go with return integer dot, let me make use of the %. So this will be st, nothing but the string tokenizer dot, this one will be next token. This is fine. I hope this part is completely clear. So let me come out of this one entirely. So let's go with the main function here. So this one will be main, so not this one, capital M, this one. So this is fine. Within the main function, what we'll be doing here, so first, we have to go with the number of test cases. We need to deal with the number of test cases, right? So I'll just give here int t equals ni. So I'm just assigning t to ni. So this is fine. While we have considered t, right, for the test cases. So this will be, if it is greater than 0 test cases, then what we will do, we have to read n and target sum k. So in this case, I can write in this way, n equals ni and also k equals ni. So this is fine. Is this fine? I hope this part is completely clear. Next part is here int. So this one will be a equals new int of n. This is fine. I hope this part is completely clear. And as I've said, we will be making use of the frequency map. So when I say we would be making use of the frequency map, so let's create the hash map. This one here within the map, we'll be having the key value pair, right? So this will be integer comma integer, both integer itself, right? So this is fine, integer integer. Let me make use of the variable frequency. I'll just give freq, right? So here in this case, new hash map. So this one will be new hash map. So this is it. We have successfully created the hash map, this one frequency map. Then we have to read the array. So n equals 4 we had, k equals 4 we had, and down below that one we had the array 1 2 3 2. That was the first example that we considered, right? So we have to read the array. For that one, let's go with a simple for loop here. This will be int I equals 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. This is fine. Within the for loop, what we will do, this will be iterated value of the a and n of I. This one we are just assigning this one to the n, sorry, not n of I, this is n I. So and this is not array basically, right? uh, this is just to read the array. We are just assigning the n of I to ni function. So next we need to count the frequency. So I'll make use of put property. You would have already guessed this one, right? So this will be iterated value of the a, and I'll be making use of getter default. So this one will be getter default of, this one will be a of I comma 0, and this will be plus 1. We are just counting the frequency here. So let me come out of this one entirely. So next thing is, let's go with the final score. We need the final score. uh, we need the final score to be saved somewhere, right? So we will be going with the pairs here. So let me go with the variable name pairs, and here let me initialize this one to the 0, nothing but the final score I'm speaking of here, right? So we need to track the used numbers as well. For to track the used numbers, so that we don't use the same number again, we'll be making use of the hash set. So let's create the hash set. So this will be integer. So let me make use of the variable name here, used, already used number, right? So this one will be new hash. So I'll just give here hash set. So this is fine, new hash set. So we have successfully created the hash set. Then after doing this, let's go with the simple for loop here. We have to skip already, if the numbers are paired, we have to skip, right? So if the numbers are paired, we have to skip in that case. So let me do one thing here. Just give me a second here. Did we miss anything here? No, right? Mm, just give me a second here. So let's write the for loop here. This one will be for int x of, we are considering the key set, right? So from the hash set. So this will be frequency dot key set here in this case. So I hope this part is completely clear. So within the for loop, what we'll do, we will skip already paired number. So when I say we'll skip already paired number, I'll just go with used dot contains of x. So this one, so we have to skip, right? So for skipping, let's make use of continue. So why am I typing content? So this is fine. We are skipping the already paired numbers here. So next we need to complement the number. When I say we need to complement the number, so this here, this one will be int y equals k minus z. So k minus x, right? So we're not making use of any variable z here. So this will be y equals k minus x. So here one more thing we need to observe. We are not exactly making use of the two pointers here. You might get confused that we will be making use of x, k and y here. This one k hyphen x we are making use of, but still we are just going with the hash set and hash map. Sorry, I wrote initially. While explaining, I said we'll be making use of the two pointers, right? So this is equivalent to the two pointers, and this is not exactly two pointers basically. Sorry for that. We are still making use of the hash map, not exactly two pointers. This is, we are just making use of the hash map and hash set, which is almost equivalent to the this one, two pointers. Basically, two pointers for this problem, if we make use of the two pointers, we need to make use of the sorting as well. So the time complexity would be big of n log n. Rather than that, we are making use of the hashing here, hashing or the hash set. Basically, the time complexity would be big of n in this case, right? So this is equivalent to the two pointers. This I will be putting this one in the two pointers playlist itself, but this is not entirely two pointers basically, right? So this is, we are making use of the hash map and hash set. Please don't get confused. So next next step here is, so let's write simple if condition. So this one, if x equals y, then what we will do, this is just the special case, right? So if both the numbers are same, suppose if 2 plus 2 equals k, then what we need to do, we have to go with the formula pairs equals pair plus. So this one will be frequency dot get of x divided by 2. So this is fine. So else what we will do, else if frequency dot, so this one will be contains key of, we are making use of the property this one, right? Contains key of y. Then within this if condition, let's go with the general case, nothing but x plus, if x plus y equals k, and both, if both exist, then what we will do, we have to mark y as used and we have to mark x as used. So let's write that condition here. This will be int min equals math dot min of, this one will be frequency dot get of x, and also one more thing here, frequency dot get of y. So this is fine. So let's do one thing. Pairs will be pairs plus min. This is fine. Next we have to mark y as red and y as used or red, and also we have to mark x as used as well. So this one will be used dot add of y. This is fine. And the final one here is used dot add of x. So in this step, we are marking x as used. So next step, let's output the score. Quite obviously, we have to output the score, right? So for that one, we have to output within this pairs we are making use of, right? So how can we write that one in the form of code here? So I'll just make use of in the Java. Either we can just make use of this out, or we can just go with the println. We can go with the low level code, right? So I'll just go with print dot, I mean out dot println here in this case. Out dot println of nothing but pairs we have to pass. So this is fine. Finally, output or out dot flush here. So this is it for the code, right? So this is it for the code. I hope this works. Again, I'm telling just for the sake of this one understanding, we have not entirely went with the two pointer approach. This is almost equivalent to the two pointers, but not the two pointer. Don't get confused. This problem will be in the playlist two pointers, but this is not entirely two pointers. This is mainly this we have mainly solved with the this one hash map and hash set. Initially I have said we'll be solving with the two pointers, no, but we have solved this one using the hash map and hash set. Basically at the last moment I changed this one because overall the time complexity would be much better if we solve this one using the hash map or the hash set. right? So it will be big of n rather than big of n log n. If you are making use of the two pointers, then we would have made use of the sorting as well, which would have led to the this one big of n log n time complexity. Rather than that, we are going with the hash map and hash set here, right? So I hope this part is completely clear. Just keep this in mind, right? So let me do one thing. Let's check whether this works or not. So let me copy this one. We have to get the output 2104, right? Let's check. So here, let me run this one. So we have error here, symbol class hash map. New hash map M has to be capital here. So line number 19. So where it is, this one. This will be M. So let me run this one. So here we have unreported exception in the throne. Int equals ni. Line number 15, 17, 22. Why 15? Let me come here. In t we have assigned this t to ni, right? So what is wrong here? So we are just going with number of test cases here. Oh yeah, this one. Did I do anything wrong here? Main string of args. Let me do one thing. So let me make use of throws input output exception. Let's see whether this works or not. Let me run this one again. Yeah. So I should have given here throws input output exception. We have to at any cost, right? This is fine. So now we are getting the output 2104. See here, we are getting the correct output, right? So this code works absolutely correct. Whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct. Let me do one thing. Let me copy this one and let me paste it over here. I hope this works. Let's see. I hope this works for all the test cases. Let's see. Let me hit the submit button. So let's wait for some time. Let's see. So here you can clearly see all the test cases are getting passed, means the code got accepted, right? So the code works absolutely correct, right? I hope the solution part is completely clear. I'm speaking of this one. I hope the solution part is completely clear along with the approach as well as the complexities part, right? So for now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.